you, Lace?
I'm excellent. I can't wait to talk about the news. My goodness, there was so much craziness this past week.
Oh my gosh. Scandal, scandal, scandal. That's all we got for you for the news.
All right. So, which scandal we got first? Let's launch right into it.
Let's start with a fun one. Let's start with George Santos. So George Santos is an elected representative in New York, and he got elected basically because the Republicans didn't check on him, and the Democrats really dropped the ball because they should have had him pegged to the wire. So he basically lied about everything. He lied about where he went to school, where he's from. There's even questions about whether George Santos is his real name. Right? But
I mean, like, seriously, why are you going to lie about this stuff? It is the stupidest stuff to lie about, and some of the easiest stuff to check up on if people actually do. Like, if people actually start Googling you,
yeah,
it really becomes easy in this day and age to check on that nature of stuff.
but that's the point, is the Democrats should have checked up on him before he got elected. They just figured it's a Republican district. He's a Republican. We're not going to win. So they just kind of threw their hands up. And then a guy gets elected, and all these journalists are looking at him going, who is this guy? And they find out everything he said was bullshit. And the Republican Party is now really embarrassed, but they can't afford to get rid of him because they have such a narrow lead in the House. If they lose a single vote, it's really harmful to them. So they can't get rid of him, and he doesn't want to leave. Right. And all these things came out. So he said he went to Baruch College, and he was one of the players on the star volleyball team, and he never went to Baruch College. Right. So that was a weird one. He said he worked for...
And if you're lying about your school...
Why not Cambridge? Or right. I went to Paris or something.
Listen, I went to a CUNY school to get my master's degree, and I'm proud of my education. But if I'm literally going to invent where I went,
right,
I'm going to make it somewhere hoity-toity sounding,
Yeah. I went to Georgetown.
Right.
I graduated with honors.
Right.
Said he worked
I went to Columbia.
Yeah, he said he worked for Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, never heard of him. And... my favorite, just to give you a sense of who this guy is. So there was a story where he, I guess, was running a charity where he was helping homeless people with their pets. And so this guy had his dog who had some sort of cancer or whatnot, and it was going to take $4,000 or $5,000 to treat the dog, right? So George Santos met up with the guy, started a GoFundMe page, raised the money, and then kept it. And the guy's dog died of cancer. When it could have been easily.
Also has his very own dog cancer scam.
Well, he had for a while, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's had a bunch of them. He's a good little con artist running around. So anyway, he just got indicted, and we're gonna watch a little bit of that because it's not shocking.
They're going to turn now to Republican Congressman George Santos, who is going back to Capitol Hill, back to Washington, after pleading not guilty to a 13-count felony indictment in New York. Federal charges include fraud, money laundering, all of it connected to the campaign for his seat on New York's Long Island. And Caitlin Huey-Burns is with us now after talking with Santos in quite the scrum outside the courthouse yesterday.
It was quite an event. Good morning, Tony, and good morning to everyone. Well, George Santos was released on $500,000 bond, and he says he's heading back to Washington, but he'll be returning with some diminished support. Last night, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said he would not back Santos's bid for re-election.
So 13 felony counts of fraud. 13. At least we're not skimping.
I mean, I guess if you're gonna do it, commit to it. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah. Go big or go home, I guess, right?
That's why I was thinking go big or go home, and then I was trying to process in my brain if go big or go home makes sense here. I don't even know. The whole thing is so weird.
Well, a couple of a lot of it's campaign finance, fraud, shit like that, which are all federal crimes. My favorite one, though, in there is this: he was working for some financial firm They didn't specify which firm, but it's probably this one firm called Harbor something that went out of business. That was basically a Ponzi scheme, and he was working for them. So he was working for what is essentially a Ponzi scheme, and he was claiming that he was making whatever $100,000+ a year doing that. While he was working there, he claimed he was unemployed and was collecting unemployment insurance every month. So it's unemployment insurance fraud because he's claiming that he's not working to collect unemployment insurance. That he collects whatever $30,000 in unemployment insurance while he's working.
This is so stupid. I cannot even tell you how stupid this is.
All right, so he does his little Trump defense where he calls it a witch hunt. Let's see if they play that real quick, but it's just fucking amazing.
New York Congressman George Santos left a Long Island courtroom Wednesday vowing to fight the federal charges against him and taking a page from former President Trump's legal playbook.
I'm going to fight the witch hunt. I'm going to take care of clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that.
Santos pleaded not guilty to financial charges, including fraud, money laundering, and lying on his disclosure forms during his 2022 campaign.
What? He lied? He lied, Lacey. Tell me it ain't
On the disclosure form.
Tell me it's not true. George Santos lied. I can't believe it. That guy is the beacon of truth.
Oh my God, I can't even.
Well, he's in deep shit. Well, that's the thing too is he pleads not guilty, right? Which is okay. I feel bad for his attorney. I mean, I don't in the sense that his attorney took the case, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, what do you do? How do you defend that? You're just going to get up there and like, well, George, you clearly said this on the disclosure form. It's in writing. You signed it, and it's not true. What's my defense going to be? Right? You clearly were taking unemployment checks and cashing them at your bank. Right? While you were employed. How do I defend that?
Yeah, like, what do you even say to that? Like,
you're a chronic liar, dude. You leave
I don't know, my client's an idiot. Like,
it's like back when I was a cop. It's one of these where it's like, this criminal's so stupid he leaves a trail like a fucking slug. Like, I can't follow him. It's trail of slime. Yes, I know where he went.
oh my goodness.
Oh, man. So he's basically cooked. I mean, I don't know how he gets out of this. But yeah, he's gonna. I guess he's gonna try to go to court and fight it. He's not gonna step down. The Republicans aren't gonna make him step down, which is amazing because they need the vote, right? Oh man, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think he's cooked. I don't know what he's gonna do now. So we'll skip to our next one.